Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be covering the valve cover gasket on a BMW N55. My car is a 2013 535i X Drive. We're going to start by going through the instructions that the BMW manual gives us. We're going to be using this stuff. And First thing we'll do, we'll get the VIN number. Once you put your VIN number in, then you go to vehicle management. It should default to repair and maintenance. If it doesn't, that's where you need to go. And then you'll see what you're gonna have to do here. You're gonna have to expand engine, and then you have so many options. So best bet here is cylinder head with lid. Lid is referencing the valve cover gasket. So we're gonna click on there, and then on the right side, you'll see the closest thing to what we're trying to do will be removing and installing sealing cylinder head cover. So we're gonna double click on that, and when using BMW it's the manual. If you're looking at a specific job that requires, we're gonna call them prerequisites, so tasks that have to be done before you get to your actual job, which is, if anybody knows BMWs, that's the case for a lot of things. You have to remove so many things before you can actually start the job. So the first thing you need to do is a trailing link. So the trailing link is when you go on the passenger side, there is a cover here which you will remove. It's got 3 plastic rivets, and then it just comes off. And then once you remove it, this is what it's going to reveal. So you have this box here where you have a bunch of plugs, electrical plugs there, which you're going to have to remove to get to what's underneath it. But this is your trailing link. It's got 2 bolts. Just remove those and put it away. Remember the position of the bolts, they might not be the same size. And then once you're done with that, there's always, when it's telling you release screws or remove bolts, whatever the case might be, it's going to tell you tightening torque, and you'll have a hyperlink. The hyperlink has a 5161, for example, in this case 5161. So before you click on it, because it's going to take you to another page, remember your section. So it's a 1AZ. So you'll be looking for 1AZ. So you click on the hyperlink, it takes you to another page. You have a lot of models here. So you're looking for 1AZ. 1AZ is right there on the top left. And then next thing you're going to have to look for is your chassis code. So you're an f10. So you look for an f10. And then sometimes you could have chassis code in 2 sections because they use different bolt sides. But in this case, we only have 1 in the 1AZ. So we're going to look, it says your torque is 30 Newton meter, right? Once you reach that, you're going to go another 90 degrees. So you can do it yourself if you know how to do it. If not, they have tools that can accomplish that. So once you're done, we're going to go back. And now, we're going to go back one more step because we're done with the trailing link. So the next thing they want you to do is undo engine wiring harness. But when we click on it, you're going to have to pay attention to the title. So here, this job is talking about replacing wiring harness section for engine. So this is going to go more than what we needed to. Meaning, this is talking about replacing the harness. We're not. We're just removing it. Out of the way. You'll see once we start doing this job, because it's in the way, you need it. You need it out. So we're going to look to the first picture. And they want you to remove all these plugs, right? All these connectors. In the video, you'll see that for me to be able to really get it out of the way and be able to work with better clearance, I had to remove these 2, 1 and 2. Once you remove them, they come at a different angle to release them. You'll see in the video. you have to come at it at an angle and upwards, but they'll come out, and then you will remove them along with this one here. See, if you look top of the picture where the cursor is, the plugs are here, 1 and 2, right? Down here, you have this plastic bracket. It's tucked under an edge here, so there's nothing holding it. Just it's got these ears that are tucked under the edge. And then on this side, you have clips. Um, they are you need to depress them. So one goes this way, and on the inside it goes that way. I use the pick tool, and once you release them, you can lift it upwards, and then it just pulls away. So you remove that, these two be able to come out, and then your positive terminal here, you can also undo that, and that's the cable right there. You can remove that, and you'll see in the video. I want to apologize. I did not record everything I needed in the video. There has been instances where I thought the camera was recording, but it wasn't. Others, I was just in the moment, and I could not record. So I do apologize for that if you feel like the video is missing crucial pieces. Um, the next thing we do, so this is the harness, right? You've got 3 screws here. Pay attention, they're not all the same length. So remember the position they were in. And then 2 more screws on this side, and this entire piece will come up, and you can rest it right by the wiper blades up there. See what I meant by do not follow these instructions all the way, because they're talking about plugging it from the ECU and whatnot. But we're not gonna go all the way there. We're not replacing it. We're just tucking it away. So we're done with the harness, right? We're gonna go back, and next thing they want you to do is remove pressure lines. We're not removing any pressure lines. We're removing the injector lines, yes. Clean air pipe. So this is your air box, your MAF, the intake pipe that goes to the turbo. So all of this, you need to remove it. I do not, for instance, I did not record this. I have other videos that cover this, but I did not do it here, and I apologize. You have, this is your vacuum system. So there's a pipe here. You can just depress the 2 tabs, and it comes up. You get very gentle. You know, BMW plastic gets brittle. This one, I was, a lot of people said, get ready to replace it. Buy one before you do this job. Didn't listen, and I learned the hard way. It cracked right here. No matter how hard you try, this is going to crack. If your engine has a lot of miles, it will crack. Believe it or not, I was able to keep it together with electrical tape. Put a lot of electrical tape. So the car ran fine. But I had, that same night I ordered a new one, but it took a few days for it to get to me. So, but I drove the car with electrical tape all over here. It was like reinforced. You have no idea. So yeah, do yourself a favor and buy one.
Don't say I didn't warn you.
Yeah, you don't really have to remove them if you're gonna remove it from this side. This side has 4 clips. Yes, 4. Top, 2 sides, and 1 at the bottom. The bottom is like, it's like in Mission Impossible. That's how people end up. Some people use dimes, so you can put a dime under each clip to keep it pried open. So that's one way of doing it. Next, we're gonna get to the job. So this is the top of your valve cover gasket. This is the this is a Valvetronic. That's the connector, and um, if I remember correctly, I had to buy it separately. The gasket did not come with it, so I had to buy it. The screws do not come with the kit. You have to make sure the kit you buy, perhaps it comes with it, but the one I did not. I had to buy the gasket, and the screws definitely have to buy them because these are self-tapping. The new valve cover gasket will not have any thread, so you will have to buy new screws. So that's the first thing that comes out. This is the one of the vacuum lines. You like I said, depress this and be gentle, but it will come out. And then here, you're doing the same thing, right? So we talked about this, removing those. Here, so take note of all the numbers because when it comes to tightening, you're gonna have to follow a specific pattern. So this is all the screws that you have to remove. So the numbers are telling you what the pattern is. So for example, this is number 1, so you're gonna tighten this one first, and then you're gonna go to 2, and then you're gonna go to 3, and then you're gonna go to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and then 26. That's the last one. And in the video, you will see these three, 20, 26, and 2. Are not easy. I tried with the swivel, didn't work, so I used a flex. Flex was amazing, it was good. One of them was actually pretty loose, so I think the person that did last job couldn't get to it, so they just, I don't know what they did, but it wasn't completely tight. So that's your torque pattern. So just remember this. You can find it online as well, but you can pause this, take a picture, screenshot, but this is your pattern that you're going to follow. So as it says here, it's 8.5 Newton meter, right? So let's go. We're looking for 4AZ, right? So it's 11, 12, 4AZ. So 11, 12, 4AZ, we're here. So N55, M6, 8.5 Newton meter, right? So that's your torque. So once you get your torque specs, you're good to go. What else? That's pretty much it. So now we're just gonna go and watch how it played out in real life and what challenges you might run into.
Okay, so the harness is held down by this bracket. And the way it goes, this slides in here, and these tabs, they clip onto here. So all you do is you put like a flat head. For me, it was a pick tool on both sides, and then it just comes out like this, and you pull it out. And now your harness, you can lift the whole thing up. See? If I had $1 for every time I hit my head here, man, I'd be a millionaire. So here you go. So far, this is what I got. Got all the coils out. Honestly, I didn't have to put a screw to take them out, screwdriver, I mean. So, took them out easily, just grabbed my finger, boom, pull them up. As you can see, just wanted to show you this. So, let's do the flashlight. That's the connector. You're looking at the connector for ignition. So, my advice, get a pick tool. I'm gonna try to show you. It's hard when you don't have someone holding the camera. So, I'm gonna try to position this flashlight. Will it stay there? Okay. So, here's what you do. So, you need to go between this and the retaining right there, retaining clip, and you just pull on it, and you tug slowly, gently. You tug on the wires, just like that. Boom, it comes right out, easy peasy. This one, it's actually, it tricked me because I thought it was just one nut, but it's actually a top nut and a bottom one. So you're aiming for the top one to remove. So the top one, what was it? It was, let's see, a 516. So it was a 516. So now I got all the coils out, all the ignition wiring out, all the ground wires. These are the ground wires. Stay there. These are the ground wires for the coils and the ignition. I mean injectors. This is for the injectors and the coils. This is the ground wire. So now I'm going to remove this bracket, and the next thing will be the fuel lines. Now we're going to do the fuel lines. The car is cold, so I'm not worried about heat and fuel, but I just wrap this from underneath, and then as I'm unscrewing the nut, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this. Once I hear the sound, I'm gonna put this to absorb all the fuel, and that should release all the pressure within the system. Battery is completely out because I was charging it. I just bought it, but I was charging it overnight. Saw that. I got put the phone down. That was it. That was all of it. Just that little bit. Let's see. Yep. Just one. They're not too tight. Yeah, that's what I've had. I'm a little crazy when you put them back on. When it stops, you stop. Don't try to get that extra turn. I'll end up somewhere you don't want to be. Do the same thing on this side. This one is tight. Yeah, these are tighter. That'll be a different torque. I'm not going to be able to do the torquing just because I don't have the special tool. But I know that these guys are a lot tighter than the fuel line. Yeah, it was a big difference in tightness in comparison between the two lines. I mean, between the two sides. The fuel line was a lot less torque than the injector side. So still fuel coming out. Yeah, some fuel came out. Okay, so we got the fuel lines out. You're probably wondering why they look like that, transformer style. I didn't have anything to cover the ports, so I didn't want anything to get in there. So I just put them back, facing that way. And here I put plastic, and then I just put sockets on top of them. Because last thing I want is debris to go into the injector. You'll probably end up killing it. So.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Crowd, most of them. But the ones in the back, man. like Garrett said from FCP Euro, they tucked in no man's land. I mean, I can't even get to them without a swivel. So I gotta get a swivel and get in there. I was trying to remove this. I saw a T30 on the other side. I got too excited. I said, you know what? I might be able to remove this whole thing. It gives me a lot more space. It turns out it's not a one piece. It goes all the way down against the firewall. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I'll deal with it. So this is where we are right now. And this is my my JB4, which I'm debating if I should take it out. Here is what I suggest you do for the harness. You see how I was able to pull it all the way up to the wipers? See, I removed two of the harnesses, 1 and 2. They just unclip from here. You unclip one side first, because you see there is a lip here that holds it. But if you start with this side, you go sideways and then up, boom, it comes out. And then I remove the positive terminal cable right there, that one. I removed it, and I was able to take the harness all the way up to the wipers. See, now it's just sitting there, so now I have more space. But if I was able, like I said earlier, if I was able to remove this, but this thing goes all the way down, so I'm not even trying to get into that, you know what I mean? I could be wrong, it could be like a hidden bolt somewhere, but I can't see it. When I move it, I see the whole thing move. So maybe it is bolted to that piece of on the firewall, and I just don't know where the bolt is. But I honestly looked everywhere. I don't know, maybe under this cowl here, I don't know. But you see it separates, you see. And if that was moved, man, it would give you so much space. See? Because right now, I'm stuck, I need a swivel. Alright, so to get to the screws in the back, let me show you. One is right here. So 1, 2, and then the third one. You see it right there? That's the third one. So, I found swivels, but they were too thick, too big. So I took this one. It's the flex ones, and this was really good. I mean, it made it so much easier. So the one on the left was completely loose. I don't know. Looks like this was replaced at one point, and whoever did it didn't bother tightening that one. These two, they were too tight, so it took a little bit of force. Other than that, so now we try to hold this guy up. Okay, so valve cover is removed. We gotta do some cleaning up there. Make sure all the oil residue that was leaking, we get rid of it. Clean all of that. If you stay consistent with your oil changes, this is what your engine should look like at 97,000 miles. Alright, so we got the valve cover back on. It was a little tricky. This piece here was kind of in the way. This piece here was kind of in the way, so I kind of had to go on an angle and, you know, wrestle with it a little bit while being mindful. Knocked one of the sockets that was covering the injector, but the plastic is still there. So Now we're gonna torque it down to 8.5 Newton meter. So I think, oh, before I forget, there's an actual pattern too. See, when I got it, it came with this. And you can clearly see, so you follow the numbers. You see, let me just put it down. So you see right here. Alright, so you start with this one, then you go to this one. Then where's the third one? Third one is right there. Fourth one is right there. Fifth one, sixth, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you get the picture, right? And this is, you have to replace this. This is for the Valvetronic. So it goes right there. And there is a raised up side. And this is how I took it out, with this side up. So you can put oil, but I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it. So do not reuse the screws. They are self-tapping, so you have to buy the screws with the kit. It doesn't come with the VCG, so you have to order that separately with the screws.